This is the figure 8 loop, which used to be a very common end line attachment knot for arboriculture. It's still commonly seen in rock climbing, just to make a strong, stable loop in the end of the rope. A few different ways of tying this knot. The first way I'm going to use, I could actually use to make it a midline knot, but I'm just going to make a bite at the end. I'm going to make a loop, an overhand clockwise loop with that bite. I'm going to pass the bite around the back of the standing part of the rope and through the loop. Get that nice and dressed and tight. So that's a nice way of tying a figure 8 loop. It's quite quick to do. The downside is, of course, because the bite has to be passed through the rope, you can't tie that round something. So I could connect a carabiner to that later, but I couldn't tie it onto an object or onto a ring. So you say that this used to be very common as an end-line attachment knot in arboriculture. Of course, it's not so common now, mainly because of the change in understanding and regulation relating to the use of an open loop like this as an attachment point to a carabiner. The risk that this will occur, and of course, as we've demonstrated elsewhere, if it becomes loaded across the gate, it's very easy to open the carabiner just with the rope. So if you were going to use that as a life support attachment, again, you'd want to girth hitch that onto your carabiners. But you can see that's quite a bulky knot now. So just one other way of tying this, it's called retracing, and this way you'll be able to tie it onto a ring or onto another object. So if I'm going to retrace it, I'm going to start by just tying a figure 8 straight into the line, and I won't tighten that up too much. And then I can get my ring or the object past the tail of the rope through that, and then I'm going to retrace this knot, which just means I'm going to follow the rope back on itself in the other direction. So following it back through, making sure that everywhere there's two parts of the rope sitting next to each other. And I've got that nice long tail sticking out of the knot. Get that all dressed up. And we've now got a figure 8 loop attached to a ring. That's the way you often see it for rock climbing, where it's tied directly through the bridge and then retraced, because it's a very stable knot for that purpose.